protocol because YouTube demands it. I'm the man who takes people out into the field and has been alive and interact with their evidence of Sasquatch. Thank you very much for tuning in to my internationally renowned. Tens of thousands of people will show up for the show today. For the moderators, and let's let people set in. For the moderators, you're going to have your work cut out for you again. And if I see people on here that are colleagues, friends of mine, I'm going to make you moderators because it's really simple. We don't want any profanity, any ridiculous negative comments. Hello, Andy. So I appreciate you even being here, Andy, because I said I wasn't going to be here this week. And I'm going to answer questions like crazy today because, man, we have so many questions that just go like nuts. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much. Zach. Is that my Zach? Is that Expedition Zach? I don't know. Are you Expedition Zach? Where are you from, Zach? Expedition Zach. There's only one Expedition Zach. But I wasn't supposed to be here today. So why am I here today? How far into the show are we? Let me answer a few questions and then I'll explain what happened, why I'm here today. So show us the footage of Bigfoot fighting a bear, please. There's no such footage. But I'll talk about that incident. Because yes, it is. All right, it's my Zach. So it even kind of looks like my Zach. So actions, I will add as moderator. So you are now a moderator, Zach. Congratulations. Zach is now a moderator. I don't really remember last names very well, so appreciate that. But anyways, on an expedition, I actually have photographs somewhere. Man, when I start going through my stuff, usually I do that for post-production. Oh, I don't like this vertical thing. It's so weird because you can see my freaking roof. How retarded is that? I'm such a horizontal guy. I'm such a widescreen guy. I love widescreen. But anyways, so I had photographs of a Sasquatch, a partial Sasquatch foot that had stepped in bear's blood. So what had happened was I was out on an expedition and I was moving up on a Sasquatch. I believe he was not aware of me. It was a day watcher in a day watcher spot. But the wind gauge was such that a grizzly bear picked up my scent and came stalking in after me. I wasn't aware of the bear, and I don't believe the Sasquatch was aware of me. But the Sasquatch was aware of the bear. So the Sasquatch is aware of the bear. I'm aware of the Sasquatch. The bear's aware of me. The bear's not aware of the Sasquatch or me. So it's this little circle we have going on. And the bear is predatorily moving up on me. And I saw this in the trackway. You can see when they get predatorial because they come down lower and they get in that stalking motion. Their feet get wider and they're grabbier. So he's clearly coming for me. Sasquatch saw a bear being predatorial. Whether he knew I was there or not is to debate now because I'm not sure. But anyways, that Sasquatch came out of its spot. This was a fully grown 600 plus pound, maybe 650 adult grizzly bear, male, boar. And that Sasquatch came out, and all I remember was so it was a strange moment because I heard the Sasquatch moving around, and then I heard the bear getting its ass kicked. People say bears don't make sounds. Yeah, they do, especially when they're fighting. They make sounds. I know those sounds. They are very, very vocal when they fight. They make like a very specific audio, not like growling, but it's bear sounds. Bears make sounds. This bear got his ass kicked, handed to him. I know this because there was blood from that bear, and I know some of the blood. I think he got picked up and slammed because a couple of his claws were busted and shattered on the ground. Like saw little, grizzly bears have those nice long claws like this. Black bear, grizzly bear, and so some of them were on the ground, and there was blood. And I also knew it was a Sasquatch there. Well, I saw a glimpse of the Sasquatch moving off. I saw the bear limping away, like brutalized, like that bear had his ass handed to him. And to confirm that, I took pictures of just like the toe, the foot. So this is not a good example of a foot. My hand looks nothing like a foot. But it was the pinky toe and the ring toe, I guess you'd call it, right? No. But you could see where it stepped in the blood and then stepped and faded off. And it was clearly like a big foot track. I mean, the pinky toe and the ring toe and a bit of the foot was huge, right? So I took those photos of that trackway and, everything Sasquatch about the trackway, right? Even though it was only 1 foot, I could see it was double the stride length, obviously, because 1 foot wasn't making a mark. But each of the blood marks, there was only 3 of them. But until it faded off where I couldn't see it anymore. But yeah, it was clearly the grizzly bear's blood. The Sasquatch came down and kicked that grizzly bear's ass. And that should blow your mind, man, because we're bipeds, we're upright. Being upright, you expose your heart, you expose your genitals, all your organs in the front. I mean, a predator, the first thing that you hit with a proper, like a wolf or a mountain lion, Wolverine or a bear, is you hit teeth and claws. That's first. With us, you got maybe hands. Once you get through them, everything's exposed. Like the bear's genitals and every animal's genitals, which is a weak point, is at the back, right? The heart is covered up by, you got this whole uh, uh, all these bones in front of your skull, and you're defending that, right? And your heart's back. Our heart's right there, totally exposed. So we're very, and the mobility and the movement that you get with being a quadruped is immensely advantageous. You're low to the ground, you're compact, you hit harder, teeth and claws, right? We don't have teeth and claws. So, and neither do Sasquatch. But all I can say is it would be like bear jujitsu. Like they just know how to latch onto a bear. Like if a dog, I remember when I was younger, I was about 14 years old, a pit bull attacked me. I had no trouble with him. I got right under his neck and I pinned that thing because I've been trained how to deal with dogs. I grew up with Rottweilers. I used to play fight with Rottweilers and I get them pissed at me. And I had no trouble. I knew exactly how to slide my hand, and I had like, uh, when I say jujitsu, I mean like grappling. Like I have the ability to grapple a dog. I couldn't do that with a bear. A bear would kill you. Bear's way too big, way too powerful. I could pick a dog up. Like, what's this fully grown pit bull was maybe 120 pounds, no problem. He's coming right off the ground and pinning his ass. But anyways, they just have that ability like that. They're trained, right? Trained by their parents. And that bear made a big mistake. And he didn't, that Sasquatch did not get back up. I'm very clear that Sasquatch was like, this is no problem. And he wasn't a fully grown. He was probably like 15, 16 years old. Can you imagine a 16-year-old human being versus a bear with no tools, without a spear or a knife? Dead, like a grown human. You better have a gun, and it better be a big gun. So anyways, I'm going to do questions next. That's a little answer to bear versus Bigfoot. So the reason I'm here is my YouTuber postponed a week, just postponed. Um, I'm not 100% about the YouTuber yet, so I'm not going to name his name. I'll name his name like crazy if he doesn't show up. If he does show up and we do the show, I probably will talk to him. I should never. I love doing this live show. I love this live show. It's so fun. You guys are amazing. So if I can, I'll do the live show with him next week. So it'll be me, and we'll probably have to go horizontal. I don't think it'll matter though, because this person has millions of followers on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Up over 5 million on each of those platforms for following, and he's considered to be in the top 20 of YouTubers. Somebody you wouldn't expect, not somebody who has any kind of Bigfoot genre, but that's what I want. I want to hit pop culture. What does Joe Rogan or Mr. Beast have to do with Bigfoot? Tyler Oliveira, what does he have to do with Bigfoot? He was somebody who was dancing around and still might come on board. They have nothing to do with it. And that's what I want, is I want to convince people that are even skeptics. Joe Rogan's a huge skeptic. I'd take him out and show him a Bigfoot, or at least show him evidence that convinces him to come back again, right? So I'm here because it was postponed. It's all good though. We'll just take it step by step. Let's do some questions. Let's see what we can give her here. Canadians like to give her. That means work hard. Hello, Todd. Hi, Zach. Fake Street Media. Hello. Good evening. Thank you, Jason. Mark, hi. Everybody's saying hi. Boom. Boom is because the Sasquatch call themselves the Boom. They step hard on the ground. They make a booming sound to announce their presence. What's up? For the summer new movie. Talking about my documentary. Warner Brothers has it. Let's see what Warner Brothers does. Hi from Georgia. How big is the range of a group in your area? What good question. I'd say 60 square miles in my area is what I've kind of seen. What seems to be happening is, so the roads are built by the rivers. So rivers are good boundaries. Like, you have one major river to another major river, and maybe a mountain range. So you got a mountain range and a mountain range and a river. That seems to be a boundary. I'm saying this because I've seen evidence of those boundaries. I've been to another side of the mountain and not seen my troop of Sasquatch, seeing different Sasquatch, I think. So those are just my theories though. And more than I think, I feel it. When I go to a different spot, when I hit the different mountain range across the river, I feel less interactions, and I feel like the Sasquatch are a little more standoffish and even don't like me on that side of the mountain. I go back over the other side of the mountain, and then the Sasquatch are tremendously interacting with me. So that's what I've seen. I've seen about 60 miles by 60 miles, approximately, real ballpark. And in Canadian, or sorry, I should say in metric, which is the rest of the world, That's 100 kilometers by 100 kilometers, approximately. In fact, I would actually say it's 16 miles by 40 miles in my radium area. So maybe 100 kilometers by 60. I'm doing conversions because the majority of people that are interested in this topic, the majority of people that follow me and come on expeditions are from the United States of America. And I get along excellently with Northern and Southern Americans, which is a big difference. Hi from Georgia. So you asked me that. Appreciate that. Todd, when will you have openings for your upcoming expeditions? Well, my expeditions are totally sold out. They were sold out in November. But I have cancellations. Kyle's going to be doing expeditions. I have no idea who else might pop on board. So I'm really interested in expanding. So by all means, send those expedition requests in. And yeah, I really want people doing these expeditions. So what we have to get out of the mindset is you'll be in radium, you'll be guided, you'll be at places where I've had interactions with, where the guides have had interactions with their structures and tracks, and you'll be up to date with all the latest things going on. But the guide won't always be me. It's not gonna work out. There are thousands of people that want to come out. I can only take 30 people a year, and this year I basically had 80% returns. So now I'm taking only 10 new people a year. I get thousands of requests. So I've been really picking and choosing my people, and I don't like that. I want to be able to take, and it's at the point where we can just, I want to take people. It doesn't even matter. You don't even have to be extremely athletic or wilderness tough. We can manage you. We have those people. If you are wilderness tough, you want to kick some ass. You want to go backcountry and do what Army Rangers and Navy SEAL kick ass stuff. You know, I can do that. Kyle can do that. I got other people that are coming on board. So I'll just put those requests in because the expeditions are amazing, guys. They're so wonderful, so beautiful. They're just absolutely outstanding. It's going to be such a great experience. It'll change your life. It doesn't matter who's leading the expedition. Everybody's under my guidance. All these guides have learned from me, and I've learned from Jeff Meldrum, John Benernagel, Survivor Man, Native Cree elders, now Macaw elders, I can say, right from Nia Bay on the Nia Bay reservation. So those gentlemen are teaching me stuff. I have to say it's a symbiotic relationship. I teach them stuff, they teach me stuff. But remember, they do teach me stuff. They teach me a lot of stuff. I learn so much from those people. How could I be around native elders, Larry and Brian? How could I be around those men and not learn so much? Even Analia is teaching me stuff, and the girls out there are teaching me stuff. So the indigenous people are teaching me stuff that are out there that I get to deal with. So it's amazing. So just keep those expedition requests coming in. Um, Boom, hello, Royal Creations. Thank you for tuning in. Mr. Outdoors, yell out loud. I'm the best. No, no, thank you, because there's no competition. So Dr. Thickamus, Google some school STEM 2024. Some local loof have taken interest in your research. They would love to know what you think. Love your work. Oh, that's awesome from Dr. Thickums. So I'm not gonna have time to do that, but I don't know. A shout out to them, to the local youth from School STEM Fair 2024, Calhoun Middle School. Shout out to you guys. That's fantastic. I get that. I get a lot of little school things that are doing stuff. People write stories that go into school. I love that stuff. Uh, it's an honor to be inspiring younger generation. It's truly an honor, and I will be doing more stuff. So take it step by step. Zach, let's see if mod status worked. Type something, brother. I don't know what that means. Oh, moderation status works. Yeah. Greetings, Sasquatch Research family. Hello, Royal. Thank you very much. Can I breed with a Bigfoot? You could theoretically, absolutely. That's what the DNA. Just I don't know if you're joking or not, but the DNA says yes. You can. A human being has bred with a Sasquatch and produced a viable offspring that's bred back into the population. That's in the DNA. Don't hate, right? I don't do sexuality. I don't talk about sexuality. So I'll teach four. Can't do this for four of the five. So it's mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. I'll teach and I'll help you with all those things. When it comes to sexuality, life force energy, you're gonna have to find your own guru for that. So, but I will quote facts, and the answer to that is yes. Hey Todd, Long time. I'm still watching you though. Thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate your long time support. Hello from Lakeland, Florida. We are international. We'll get people from Australia, from Scotland, from from South America, and I just love that. Do so many people believe in this? Damn, so many people believe in this. Oh, this is from Sound Freak 88. Dude, you have no idea. You better sit down because I'm going to tell you something. The stats that are undeniable in the United States, about 30% of people believe Bigfoot is either real or very probably real. Do you understand that? It's huge. And you know what you'll find that'll be crazy for you is people that live in the cities are non-believers. People, if you took those stats, I bet you it'd be like 10% in the cities. And the majority of people live in the cities. If you go out into the countrysides, you're going to find it's going to blow your mind. Like I go to reserves, I go to Nia Bay, I go through the whole Olympic Peninsula. It's all full of people that are believers. A newspaper store, media outlet a few years ago did a story on me when I was fighting in court, and they went to what the heck was that area? Like where John Green used to live in British Columbia, like a lake area. I can't remember the name of it. And they interviewed like 40 people. And in a responsible story, you get the pros and the cons. They interviewed 40 people. They couldn't find one person who disagreed with my court case. Right? Like that is awesome. That is absolutely astonishing. Not one person. So we're talking in those rural areas. I know John Green lived in a hot spot like Hope, Mission, Maple Ridge, all these places outside of Vancouver, Chilliwack, all those spots through there. Those people believe or know Bigfoot is real, and the numbers are ridiculously high. It's not a small thing, and they're not, most of them aren't even believers. They absolutely know. They just accept that fact. Who saw a Sasquatch this year? There's always a story circulating around about Sasquatch, and it's not some crazy person anymore. So it's powerful, man. And you wait till the word gets out about this dude right here. Ooh, 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 yeah, me. You wait till the word gets out. I take people out and show them Sasquatch. I've been doing it on national TV. I did it in my documentary. I do it every year. I take people out and show them Sasquatch after I've filmed them on multiple occasions. I will continue to film them. I'll continue to take people out. Now, I've got DNA. I mean, I've got so much freaking evidence. The evidence for this is overwhelming. You must understand. Jeff Meldrum, all by himself with his track evidence, has gone through the gauntlet with PhDs, and they all support him. You cannot deny the truth. You cannot deny the factual evidence. He's literally doing presentations where he goes, I'm going to put a few more nails in this coffin, quote unquote. That's what I want my Thursday video to be. Little quotes from Jeff Meldrum on his presentations where it's just like the foot and the track and the dermal evidence is so ridiculously beyond any reasonable doubt. Never mind adding to the eyewitness accounting and the DNA that we have and the videos that I have and the Patterson footage that's absolutely legitimate. I mean, it's so beyond a reasonable doubt, guys. The Patterson footage is 100% real. Jeff doesn't like it when I do that, and neither do some of my mentors. I'm going to tell you something. I I would quit Bigfoot if I was wrong about the Patterson footage. That's how convinced I am. And there's no chance, there's not a snowball's chance in hell that is completely anything other than authentic, 100.0% real. It can't be faked. What I've seen in the field, I've seen a female that looked like the Patterson female, walking along like the Patterson female, looking at the tracks that have this incredible detailed morphology that's undeniably identical. You can't deny this truth, guys. The dermal ridges I've seen, they're identical. They move in a special pattern. Like, it's so ridiculously beyond any reasonable doubt that it's frustrating to us that have done a little research and are in the know that people still don't support this. Are you kidding me? Like Jeff Meldrum's even got tracks from a man who saw a Yeren in China, or a Yeti. Is that what they called it? Anyways, guy sees this creature, casts a track, same damn morphology in the foot. Mid-tarsal joint, the knuckle bones that are in the foot, lower, the bump, the toes, the way they come across, it's all the exact same morphology. It's literally, they have black bears in China, and we have black bears here. They look different, and they're a little bit different. They're obviously separated by, maybe 1 million years of evolution, at least hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, but they're clearly a subspecies, and they can clearly breed and produce viable offspring. That's what you're getting with the Yeti and the Yeren and even the Yowie, all the way through here from into the United States and Canada, right? So it's, guys, it's so beyond reasonable doubt. And You can't be upset about it because you know what the truth is? People are waking up. Oh, yes. Stop sleeping on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Just listen to Dr. Meldrum talk about that Patterson footage in his tracks, and it'll put you over the limit. It'll take you up to 99%. And then you have me going, I don't take my word for it. This is literally what I tell all my expeditioners. This is don't take my word for it. Come up with me and I will show you a Sasquatch. That's what I do. Hello. Hi. Is this thing on? That's what I do. That's what I do every year. That's what I'm doing this year. Someone's talking about expeditions, sold out. Way in November. Took me no time to do that. Boom, boom, boom. Why are people still coming up? Why are people so interested? Because they're getting results. And you know what? It was hard for me to say no to returning expeditioners. Very painful. We had to find another way and work other stuff out because I literally had to say no to people that I trust and are doing amazing to coming out on expeditions. It was very hard. I took some new people that I really wanted, some new PhDs, some people that I'm very excited that I think will forward this discovery. And then I have some time just to go out alone. So because I got to do that, I got to go be Neo a little bit, stop being Morpheus so much. Western North Carolina mountains, any thoughts? I don't know anything about North Carolina. I haven't been there. So many places I haven't been to, and it sucks. So Jason says that sounds cool. Todd, do you get scared of being in any remote areas alone anymore? I don't know if it's like I feel the pressure sometimes. I take it seriously when there's a bear or a mountain lion stalking me. Hmm. But I'm so comfortable. I've spent over 2,000 days in the backcountry wilderness, either alone, half the time alone, and now the other half of the time, just as of 2023, I just did. So I have 1,000 days of guiding people, and I have over 1,000 days alone. So it's very homey for me. I'm really comfortable there. And when you get to this level, when you've had that many encounters with all kinds of wild animals and Sasquatch, I see a Sasquatch, I just get so excited. Like it's a thrill for me. I feel very little fear with it. I'm just so darn excited. I don't even sometimes it's been a little aggressive and it's been hard on me. I don't care. I work so hard to get there. Like you go through so much. It's not easy getting a Sasquatch to come around. And it doesn't happen very often. It's very rare. And when that moment happens, I've worked so hard. I've bled so much. I spent so many damn days grinding and fighting and fixing up the trailer and cooking food for people and organizing expeditions and doing website stuff and interviews and talking to people. All that is for what's the gold of it? What's the cream of it? It's having that Sasquatch come around. That's what I do it for. Ultimately, that's the most important thing. And the discovery process, right? So it's hard to be afraid when you're just so damn excited. So I don't think so. Do you get scared when you go for a car ride? Car ride is dangerous. You could you know get an accident or something. But when you're just so darn comfortable with it, and it's not even like a car ride though, because I love the wilderness. I'm so happy out there. Like it's such a beautiful, magical place. I don't even get tired of doing research. Research is redoing it, taking people out, going back, and I do it over and over and over. I just love it out there so much. And I also, when I'm doing research with other people that it's new to them and they're excited, it's brilliant. I get a lot of vicarious living through them because they're so, man, this place is so beautiful. You know, I remember Kyle told me a couple of years ago. He's from New York. He's traveled a little bit. He loves his home state. He's American. He loves the United States. He literally told me that's the most beautiful place he's ever been to. Like he's got multiple spots in the research area in radium. He's like, this is the most beautiful place I've ever seen. And then I started talking to the people, and they're like, "Yeah, this is the most beautiful place." And then, I'm a little jaded because I think it's absolutely astonishingly beautiful, and I totally love it there. But I feel like sometimes I take it for granted a little bit, and then they reinvigorate me with, "It's so beautiful. The water's so clean. You could drink right out of the creek. It's glaciers. I mean, it's absolutely magnificent and serene and peaceful and quiet out there. And it's so, guys." I'm in a great house. I'm doing really well. But when I'm out in the wilderness, I sleep like so soundly, so happy. And I do good here, but it's just not the same. Like it's just next level of serenity and calm and trees and wildlife and the mountains and nature and the fresh air. It's absolutely magnificent. It's such a vacation, guys. So that's the way it is. So feel free to subscribe to my channel, guys. You have free access to over 449 videos. Thank you. We're just doing so. Remember, Andy, I remember you go on, I remember 300, I think, right? Like 300 videos, man. And now we're over, come up on 450. Like, how awesome is that? So, and we'll never stop. Never. I will never stop doing these videos. I will never stop doing Sasquatch research ever, as long as I'm alive. And I may not look like it. Trust me, I'm young. I got a long ways to go. Not too many 20-year-olds can keep up with me. I'm extremely fit, extremely healthy, and I have every intention of working this body till I can't hike anymore. And then I'll have all these young people underneath me that I've trained. That's something so important to me, is I need to have, like, so many young people, so many trained people to continue on with this, to expand, and because this knowledge can never, what I know and what I've experienced can never be lost, and I want to grow and expand so dramatically. So, Victus Fishes, what do you know about the dog man? Do you have any experience? No, I don't think the dog man exists. No disrespect to anybody. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've seen no evidence of it. I have nothing to do with the dog man. Nothing. Every time I've investigated something, it just turned out to be absolute garbage. And the best sightings that I've looked at were just absolute nonsense. So I think it's, and dogs can't breed with people, right? So it's I don't see any evidence of it all. I've never seen any. So, good evening, Todd. Do you have more footage coming out in your new documentary? Yes, I do. So, question: to what extent does the government cover up, and what are the main reasons? Tremendously. They have all the knowledge of Sasquatch, 100%. So, to what extent? They're completely and utterly covering it up. I've got so much evidence of that. I couldn't even go into it with you. Just so much. I've retired Fish and Wildlife, retired American Apache helicopter. It's completely known. So to what extent they 100% know? What are the reasons? What are the main reasons? Why do they ever tell us anything? I'm so sick of government horse crap. Like, I know you Americans are sick of it. I know people in the UK, Australia, and I'll tell you, man, we are fed up with this goddamn government. Like, I don't have anything good to say about it. It's just a goddamn money grab, and they do nothing but steal and incriminate us. And I have almost no respect for government. That's my personal opinion. Please don't hold it against me. I'm just so sick of this goddamn Trudeau and all the crap I see going on, and it's just awful. It disgusts me. And so I have no respect for the government whatsoever. So they just lie and cheat and steal from us every goddamn day. So I just put up a thing on Instagram, all these people protesting a new carbon tax here in Canada. Like, they've destroyed us. Like, inflation's been through the roof. I can't believe people are surviving in this. It's absolutely disgusting. Grocery prices are through the roof. Gas prices are through the roof. I don't know how people are getting around. Insurance price, and they're adding new taxes and new taxes. And guess what happens when the government adds a new tax? They never stop. They're going to be there forever. It's just another. In Canada, literally, we are paying 70% taxes. You want to see me swear? You want to hear me really drop bombs? 70%, you sons of bitches? Like, it's freaking awful. It's disgusting. And, and you guys in the United States aren't much better. I went down there to save money on gas. You guys are paying the same damn price as we are. It's out of control. And then I was in your grocery stores buying food. Everything's exploded. I don't know where. I was in Spokane. Gas prices are high. And then I went all the way up into the Olympic Peninsula and past Seattle and Tacoma. Everything's a fortune there. I mean, in the last 4 years, prices are gone up like double. And wages haven't gone up. So, yeah. And really, though, like, without me being a complaining brat, like, if so, listen to this, guys. This is factually happened. So in Nordegg, they get about $400 million a year from logging and natural gas and all the stuff they do there. I don't know what it all is. There's a lot of stuff, right? So when the grizzly bear population was allegedly threatened, they shut all that down for like 4 years. And understand, they know all about grizzly bears. They have a plethora of knowledge of grizzly bears. And for 4 years, people that had bought trucks and invested in their business lost their shirts. And they're pissed. And I kind of can't really blame them. People went broke. Like, so many people lost their jobs and couldn't work because they were checking on the grizzly bears. Well, and they all know this. So what do you think would happen if they saw Sasquatch out there, an unknown species? We're going to shut it down. Everybody's going to lose their jobs for what, 20 years, 8 years? Even if it was just 6 years. People don't want that, and I don't blame them. So it's this money thing. Just follow the money, and then when companies lose their natural gas logging, oil rights, all that stuff, I mean, those people run the government. They run the system. Lobbyists. You understand it's legal to lobby the government and give government monies and then expect things in return. It's like it's such a goddamn. It's so freaking corrupt. I just want to spit. Like it can't help but be corrupt, and it's getting more corrupt. It's disgusting what happens. I have a friend who was an elk farmer in the US. Well, they didn't buy a lobbyist. So since they couldn't grease the politicians, no more elk farms. The cattle guys had some lobbyists and greased the politicians and paid off some people, and now the cattle put the elk out of business, and now there's no more elk in this particular state. I can't remember what it is. Does that disgust you? It disgusts me. It's disgusting. So don't get me going about governments. Let's get back to Bigfoot. Maintenance worker, hello, my friend. Nia Bay, hello. Thank you very much. I was just talking about you. I'm going to brag about that. I'm trained by macaw elders. So is Larry an elder? Kind of. He's getting there. But Larry trains me, helps me. You train me, help me. So I love it. And I have that moniker, and I'm never going to stop going to Nia Bay every year. Once a year, I'm going to Nia Bay, maybe more. Hi, Todd from Missouri. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hello, Bob. Expedition, not X. Of course, I got that. No worries, no worries. Karen, hi, Todd. First time on live. Thanks for joining us, Karen. Always believe in my heart they are real, and you are correct. Your heart knows. Your footage leaves no doubt. Thank you. ESP, the blinking. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for your Karen. Again, I will never ever stop. So you look like Michael Keaton. That's a compliment. I'm Batman. It's all good. I like Michael Keaton. Thank you. Hello from Ontario. Thank you very much. How long are the females pregnant? Well, Marvin, I'm just going to assume since gorillas, orangutans, chimpanzees are all approximately 9 months, like human beings, it's going to be the same. And another reason I'm going to tell you this, Marvin, this is going to blow your mind, dude. I've worked with gorillas at the Calgary Zoo behind the scenes, and they actually, to prevent them from having pregnancies, they give them human birth control pills in human cycles. Gorillas. You understand how awesome that is? Like how specialized that is? If you know anything about animals, like farms or breeding, like cows don't have human cycles, pigs, horses, dogs, they don't have cycles like a human being. They usually come into season when the seasons are appropriate, right? Then they have babies and that kind of thing, right? Unless you're a mouse, they're breeding like, popping out babies every month. But the way human female cycles are, gorillas, orangutans, chimpanzees, and I guarantee you Sasquatch, which is our closest living relative for sure, will have, maybe plus or minus 2 or 3 weeks or something. But and then with that knowledge, again, don't hate on me. These are facts. I'm not here, like, we'll debate certain things, but I'm not debating facts with you. 9 times in the DNA, multiple genetic DNA companies have come back 9 times. A human being is successfully bred into the population of Sasquatch. A female was born, that female bred back in the population, only on the female mitochondria side. This is not arguable. This is not a debate. So viable offspring was produced. You can't do that with chimpanzees. You can't do that with gorillas or orangutans. They're literally our closest living relative. It's not really surprising. They're bipedal, they're upright. Maybe it is a little surprising to me though, because they're so damn big. And to know that multiple DNA sources were taken from multiple individuals, and they all showed that 9 human female mitochondria on the female side, that sucks. Where's the pure Sasquatch? Because honestly, we're so weak compared to them. Physically, there's no arguing that at all. We're smaller, weaker. Like a Sasquatch kicked the hell out of a grizzly bear. He's got human DNA in him. I bet you there's some purebloods out there. Wouldn't that be awesome? You know what a pureblood would be? It'd be bigger. It'd be stronger, more robust. That blows my mind, just the thought of it. That's so amazing. Hello, sir. Honest question. Why are you the only one to have serious contact with Bigfoot with no recent videos? Respectfully. Well, I'm not trying to get videos right now. Look at my perspective. I busted my ass, risked my life, nearly died on multiple occasions. You know what the videos have done for me? Beep. Not a whole lot. So as a business, it was a huge loss. I've never even come close to getting a return on what I spent personally, never mind my time, risking my life So right now I'm prioritizing showing people Sasquatch. So I'm gonna take a camera up me. I don't give two craps about getting new footage, to be honest. I haven't really been even trying. If it comes, I'll get it. Like if there's one there and I can really work it, I'll do it. But I'm way more interested in showing people Sasquatch. What am I gonna do? Get another video and put it with the collection? Can you try to understand how frustrating that is? Like video 3 is sick. It's a 9 foot tall Sasquatch running faster than a human being. Nobody cares. Literally, nobody gives two craps. Right? I'm talking like the scientific community. I'm talking media. I gave that to CNN, BBC, MSN, BBC. I gave it to all of them. They all came back. It's impressive, but it's not really a good story. I didn't get paid for it. That's for darn sure. In fact, it was a huge loss. Do you understand that? Huge loss. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of loss, right? I don't really care about that, but as a business, I can't live like that. I can't support, understand that I have to pay in this. I pay 70% taxes like everybody else here in this freaking country that I love. I love this place. I love the people, just the government's so damn corrupt for now. But I have to survive too. I have to generate funding, and I am now, and I am successful, and I'm very grateful for the support that I get from all of you. But it's a huge loss for me to go do that. But I am doing that this year. I haven't gone on lone expeditions hardly at all. I went out with Ashley alone. Man, we had success. Oh my God. I could have got footage of a Sasquatch that day if I had a camera, but it wasn't about that at all. They were trying to teach me a lesson. I learned my lesson. And I'm evolving as a human being. I'm a much better Sasquatch researcher. And I learned powerful lessons, guys. Such powerful lessons they taught me last year. The lesson was authenticity. The lesson was be who you're meant to be. Stop trying to just teach everybody and do some stuff, work on you, and go do you. So, and unfortunately, that might be the future. I might not do expeditions anymore. I might just take out 4 famous people a year and, get paid from that, and then just do all my own expeditions. That's my what. Be afraid. In 2025, you might not be able to get an expedition with Todd standing anymore. That's kind of the goal, actually, is to stop taking people out. Just take very few people out, with big financial benefits, and then just do expeditions all by myself, or with select people here and there. So yeah, that's just the goal, is to concentrate on this research. But I have to pay some bills, and that's what I'm doing. So uh, so I'm not worried. And how many goddamn videos do you need from me? Like I've got up to video 8 that's in my documentary, and I have video 9 and 10 in the new documentary. And they're good videos. They're good. They're nothing, that's no one's gonna say it's better than the Patterson footage, that's for sure. But they're just good videos. I'm proud of them, and they're new. They're totally new movements, totally new. No one's ever done what's done in those just two videos. No one's ever done that. Literally, it's never happened. It's brand new what happens in those videos, and it's what it is excellent evidence, excellent progress forward that I'm very, very proud of. So, and it was all done for a purpose. So, what do you think their lifespan is? It's a tough question, but just because they're so darn big, I don't think they'd really live past 70. And because life out in the wilderness is so damn harsh, so I used to go by dentition. That screwed me all up. I found out it's sugar that's wrecking our teeth so badly. They found skulls from, Homo sapiens before we were introduced to sugar. The teeth were almost perfect because they had no access to sugar other than in berries, which is insignificant. So when we started processing sugar, it just annihilated our teeth. I mean, that even though we brush our teeth, we need to because of the sugar quantities that we need. I put my hand in the air. I'm low sugar, but that doesn't, I'm very low sugar compared to normal, but it's still a lot. So I would say, yeah, just 70, as a male, maybe 75 as a female. And I'm just ballparking it. I'm kind of all over the place on that. So where do you think they are in your research area, Todd? Where do you think they are in your research area? Well, that's the real question, isn't it, Simon? So north. Just keep going north. So I'm south and they're north. How far north? You have to come on an expedition and find out. How many watches would you say Bigfoot groups have? Well, it's just dependent on the terrain. At least 2. They work in pairs. Sometimes they triangulate and there's 3. In fact, I've never heard of more than 3. So minimum of 2, maximum of 3. So 2 or 3. in my experience, in my knowledge. So there was a sighting, you mean, years ago, my dad's hometown of Vermont. Congratulations, Karen. And sometimes you see a person who's just so valid, who just is so convincing, who's such an honest human being that you gotta believe they're telling the truth, right? So love you, Todd. No, I saw your footage of Bigfoot. Thank you so much, Mary Jo. Appreciate that. Hello from Alabama. I love Alabama. Here, I'll tell you something. The Talladega Forest, the Cheehaw Valley. The Cheehaw Valley is like Bigfoot is their whole thing. They're totally there. I was down there. I've been to Alabama. I love Alabama. I had so much fun, and they're down there. They're in the Talladega, but there's a better concentration of them, I believe. Home territory is in the Cheehaw Valley. So he says, how much dollars is it for an expedition? Just go to the website and have a look. I can come. That's cool. I'm willing to help with expeditions also. See, that's what I mean. Like people like you, Zach, Dylan. Uh, it's just gonna. I just have to. Right now, the problem is people like Zach that could go. Well, what am I going to get you? Like two, three expeditions, maybe. It's just not going to be enough for you to be able. And for you to do three expeditions, you're going to have to take 3 weeks off work. Well, that's your whole vacation. So what you need, what Kyle needs, what Ashley needs, what James needs. I could just go on and on. Jason, all these people I'd like to run expeditions, they need it to be a full-time gig. And I'm not at that level where where I could sell other people. I could sell myself probably, gosh, maybe 4 times as much. I mean, I could definitely, I take out 30 people. I could definitely take out 300 people in a year that are like check in hand, want to do it, and they're capable and ready. But when I say, oh, but it's somebody else, and they just suddenly they step back and go, but I want Todd Standing. Well, we're gonna have to get over that. So uh, because all these people, Zach is trained by Todd Standing, and Zach is amazing. And even Zach, we need to promote you. We need to promote Kyle. I haven't done that. I have all this footage for Kyle to promote him and talk about him, and I haven't done that yet because I'm so damn busy. Just one person, but when I can get that, and then people can go, that Zach guy looks cool. I like Zach. Zach can take me out, and then we'll roll that way, right? So it's coming. It's coming. Part of the reason I'm training you guys, I'm showing you guys. I don't even consider it like the expeditions are. It's training. It's getting you guys experience, and I just show you guys everything. Like I have nothing to hide. Just like Kung Fu Panda Part One, there is no secret. There really isn't to what I do. Each person is going to have to find their own path because there is no other Todd Standing. Zach is totally different than Todd Standing. And I like it that way. I don't want anybody else to be like me. And I'm sure you feel the same way, Zach. So there'll be a certain thing that you do, a certain style that you have that makes you exceptional, that gives you success. And people will want that. People will want to go out more with you than me, I hope. They'll be like, wow, I think I have really good chemistry with that Zach guy, and I want to do an expedition with them. But we're not ready for that stuff yet. So do they breastfeed? Absolutely, they will breastfeed. So, cat face enthusiast, what do you think about Bigfoot's eyes glowing red? I don't think they do. I think the only time they glow red is going to be maybe when a white light's flashed on them. And I've never flashed a white light in the eyes of a Sasquatch. And I will not tolerate that on my expeditions. If there's a Sasquatch around, you do not shine a bright white light in his face. I won't tolerate it. It happened once, it screwed up everything. It was such a mess. So, we were getting all this incredible activity, got better and better. Buddy shined the light, and that was it. There was nothing. Even on the next expedition after that, that person who was just scared, he knew better. He made a mistake. I forgive him because he was just scared. He was terrified. There was really a Sasquatch there, really moving towards him. You could really see it, and he did it more as out of defensive, like to maybe even like he used it as a weapon almost, and it worked. It scared that. It didn't scare the Sasquatch off, but it pissed him off, hurt his eyes. And that's just common sense. If you're in the dark and you want someone shining a bright light in your face. So, but I believe that happens with like cars as they drive by and such, right? That seems to be the thing is somebody's got a white light of some kind and it shines in their eyes and it comes off of red. Maybe even in the photograph. So I don't know. I haven't seen that in the photograph though, but that's not their color in wilderness. It's a light green. So Sherry, what just said? I don't know. My wife had an encounter. Michael, congratulations to her. And this is what I say, and I'll say it again. It's likely your wife, very very likely in my experience, your wife had a sighting because there's something exceptional about her, and they'll know and they see it. It's very very likely. I rarely interview people that I believe had a legitimate sighting and not sit there and go, man, you are so beautiful. Like, what a beautiful person. I'm talking men and women, just beautiful people that love nature and have such good, honest hearts. And even I'll sit there in this interview and I'll hear them talk about things, like even I'll talk about Adam from Australia. The guy loves animals. Like there was some kind of in Australia to have, some kind of big lizard thing. It was crossing the road. So he picked it up and he put it over like he's on a highway. He's like, he's got his hazard lights on. He doesn't want to run this thing over. And I saw it in his eyes how sad he was. He's telling me this story. And then I picked it up and moved it over there. And then I drove and it ran under my tire and I killed it. He's like, he's a man and he's genuinely upset. And he goes, I'll never do that again. Never. I go, what do you do? He goes, I won't do that though, because I just felt horrible. He's got tattoos of spiders on him. As you know, the spiders are dangerous in Australia because around the neighborhood, everybody knows if you got a spider, just call Adam and he'll go take it out and put it in the wilderness. He won't hurt it, right? He loves spiders, deals with the most deadliest, dangerous snakes and spiders and removes them, puts them back in the wild because he loves animals. And I'm like, wow. And this man has had interactions with a Yowie. They're talking to him. And I'm not even surprised because the guy just treasures and adores and loves nature with all his heart. He's such a good man. And I got to do stuff. James met him after, and we got to go out and do things after. And all he did was show that character. He's just a really, really good person. And he didn't express that to me. He showed it to me, even in his movements and the thing that he did, right? And he's a guy. He's a guy. He's tough. He can go kick some ass. He was impressive. He was in the ice water and he was trudging through the wilderness like a beast. He did really, really well. He's a man, but has a real, like a heart of gold, and I really appreciate that. So, Karen, let me know when you have expeditions for seniors. Now that I'm retired, I have the time and the money, just not the agility. And we're told, you know what, Karen, I do have that. I have that now. Kyle would be awesome to take you out on something like that. So would Zach, because literally 80% of the success we have is at base camp, just sitting there. Last year there was a lady, Karen, named Karen, who's a psychologist and a counselor, and she had a sighting, or she didn't have a sighting, but the Sasquatch came darn close to her because she stayed at base camp while the men went hiking around, and she heard the Sasquatch come around and then come over to her, and she had the best encounter out of anybody, and she didn't do any hiking. She was just not able to hike, and yeah, she just sat at base camp, and that's what Ashley likes to do, is mostly just sit around base camp and let them come, and they do. They're very comfortable with that, and so there's nothing wrong with that. That's just something that we can absolutely do. But I have to make it a full expedition. I don't want to put some dude who wants to hike and kick ass in the backcountry in with people that want to stay around base camp. It's gotta be both. So, do they inbreed? Well, I have no knowledge of this, but they're a viable species producing viable offspring. It's very rare that you don't get an incest taboo or some ability to stay away from that, especially amongst primates and then especially amongst hominids. Incest taboo is just a universal thing, except for the royal families. Why are they so problematic? All of your questions are important. Please be patient as Todd catches up with the questions. We appreciate your interest, and I will keep going through these questions like crazy. Thank you, Royal Creations. You are awesome. Todd, do you ever go out in the field with Jack Link's beef jerky? Funny. No, I don't. All joking aside, food is the most dangerous thing. I do not want to kill an animal because someone is screwed up with their food. You bring your clothes, you bring your equipment, but you don't bring one little millimeter of nothing. Zero. You don't bring any food. I take care of it. And that's what keeps the animals and us safe. Because that's the most dangerous thing you could do is feed a bear or feed a wolf or feed a mountain lion. Do you think that Bigfoot, ever use fire or no? No fire, no technology. They completely stay away from that. Because once you go down that path like us, you can never come back. What do I mean? I can't take off all my clothes, take off my hat, take off my shoes, and run in the bush and survive. I would die. I need technology. If you ever start doing that, you become reliant upon it. You lose your freedom. Freedom, bye bye. Because you are now reliant upon technology. And when you're reliant upon technology, you lose your freedom. And they won't do that. They love their freedom. America, you think you're free. You guys are so darn domestic. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Even all of us we're domesticated, horrifically domesticated. It's disgusting how domesticated we are and how bad it's becoming. And that's one of the primary roles in what I'm working for, is to undomesticate us, to bring us back closer to freedom, and in that freedom is nature, to be more to appreciate your wild side, your wildness, because a wild thing is free, a domesticated thing is not. And if you don't think you're domesticated, you're not paying attention. You're really not. And that's something I teach so much, so important. I've had encounters in Northern Ontario. Thank you, Lee. If you've had encounters, if you've seen a Sasquatch and you want to talk about it, bigfootencounter@gmail.com. I say this every week, right? Don't I say this every week? And guess what? We had 3 people that had all these amazing encounters. And guess what they didn't do? They didn't send me a freaking email. bigfootencounters@gmail.com. Watch, just scroll down here and you'll put it up. Go there, send me an email. Go to the website, discoveringbigfoot.org. Send an email there, right? So it's very simple. I would love to hear these stories, guys, and we just don't get people putting them in. That's a good thing to see. You're so booked. This is Bob. I just wanted to be put in the area so anyone will work. See that, and that's the attitude we need, Bob. I can get you out there. I can show you where all this stuff. Somebody can show you. It's you know what? As a vacation, I promise you, you will be awestruck. Everybody's going to get the tour. Like there's a beautiful tour that we do, a little looking at the area, figuring out, making sure you know where you are. Oh, and by the way, there's a waterfall, and there's another waterfall, and there's a beautiful creek, crystal blue water. We get our water from here, and there's the mountain, there's another mountain. Here's a beautiful hiking trail. We're going to follow this creek. It's ridiculously beautiful. It's going to blow your mind. As a vacation, it is absolutely phenomenal. And all of us can do that. I literally am at the point where I'm so busy. Most of my expeditioners haven't seen either the Wolf Trail or they haven't been down to the Penner Playground or like, there's little things that I miss out on. You know, they haven't been up, I haven't seen Strawberry Mountain. Well, we didn't have time to go there because I had like 10 other things to show you. And I'm literally at the point where there's about 16 things that are a day's work to go show you, and I only have 7 days with you. So what do? I pick the best. And I pick the best, and that will likely lead us to get a sighting, to go where there's a sighting, to do things that will cause interaction with Sasquatch. Not about the scenery. Oh, believe me, you'll get the scenery. You'll love it. But it's a wonderful vacation, guys. It's just so people. It'll change your life. You can't come out there and do 7 days in that land, in that place, without it absolutely changing your life. No one's been able to not feel that. So. Hello, sir. Awesome videos. Thank you very much, Everett. Adam, I've heard them yell on my 1,000 plus acre property. Bigfootencounter@gmail.com, please. Is it encounter or encounters? I always forget that. I have to check on my phone. I can't. Bigfoot Encounter. Andy will put it up here. I always forget that. I just told myself I was going to remember it last week. And Adam, dude, I would love to help you out with that. And that's the other thing when we expand. I can send somebody out there to go and see how your research is going, see what's going on your property. So we need to expand so much, and we're going to do that, guys. Keep supporting like we can. Like I want to be able to send people out. Adam, I would like to send a researcher out there and just go have a look because we can figure it out in a big hurry. Trust me. It takes some time to figure out what a tree break is, how the tracks line up. Takes a good 7 days. That's how long the expeditions are, to really get a feel for it. Once you get a feel for it, you can feel it, you can know it, you can see it, you can inspect it, and you can make deductions based on the knowledge that I teach people. So watch the documentary. It's still not enough, though. The documentary, the episodes of Survivor Man are as good as it gets. I mean, 4 episodes of Survivor Man Bigfoot, and I have that feature film, Discovering Bigfoot. That's about as much training as you can get, besides following me and watching these videos that are on my YouTube channel. But it's just all theory, guys. If you don't have practical knowledge and boots on the ground, it's worthless. I'm sorry. You got to get out there. You got to figure it out. It just takes time. This is an apprenticeship, and I'm making journeyman, if you understand that terminology, right? And to become a journeyman, it just takes maybe maybe more than an expedition, maybe 2, to really get it, and then learn it, overlearn it, then relearn it and come back. And that's what we're doing. So what about Lee? I don't know Lee, Zoe. Vicious Fishes. What's your opinion on the experience with the Dogman? Nothing. I've never seen any success with Dogman. Zoe says, I live in Ontario. Matthew, I love the Arizona forest. Welcome, Gigi Beck. I do too. I was in Arizona. It's very different though, right? I was in Northern California, then I went down through Arizona to go back to Southern California, SoCal, and Arizona is very desertous, right? Cactusy and stuff. Western North Carolina, any ideas? If there is, you know, somebody on the chat speak up because I don't know anything about the Northern Carolina. Hello, Todd from Ohio. Question is when Bigfoot dies, where does the body go? It's extremely likely from the research I've seen with Gigantopithecus that they put them in burial spots. So, in fact, I've also seen more evidence to show that the natives have learned to keep their buried dead away from animals digging them up, coyotes, whatever, wolverines, I don't know, scavengers picking them up because Sasquatch taught them what to do. But where does Sasquatch put them? In remote areas. They love remote. They're going to put it in the most remote areas you could ever imagine. They're going to have knowledge of remote areas like I can't even believe. Remember, they have hundreds of generations of exploring, boots on the ground, feet on the ground. They're not boots on the ground, right? Naked feet on the ground, living out there, like in perfect equilibrium, like a bear, but they're intelligent like a human being, highly intelligent. Probably have a better no, definitely have a better working intelligence than we do. And I've seen that, and there's no denying it whatsoever. So they have no trouble keeping their dead away from people. And are they devoted to one another? That's all I see. So they're devoted. They're in family units, probably bigger tribes. They're absolutely devoted to one another. They never leave one behind. I've seen evidence to substantiate that over and over. So of course they're going to be respectful of their dead, like more so than an elephant, more so than a human. And I actually mean more so than a human, because since they're telepathic, they'll have closer, more intimate, transparent bonds with one another. And I don't think you can deny that truth. So when one passes on, they're going to be, really going to lose a piece of that collective. So, and this is where I'm theorizing, but I think their bonds are better. If they're more transparent, more open with telepathy, and that's what Sabe is in the Blackfoot language, is that they are honest, transparent, and open because they're telepathic. That's what the black people, when they say Sabe, that's what they mean. That's what Sabe represents them. So just makes perfect sense to me, 100%. So not too many more questions, guys. Just a couple here. Here in southern Alabama, pardon me, has been having some Bigfoot sightings. Not even surprised. Again, I just love Alabama. I'm very remiss I haven't been back there more. Hello, Todd. When are you going to show the DNA of Bigfoot? I've already done that. That was years ago, almost a decade ago. It was international headlines. And the other DNA that's been done by Adrian Erickson, the man that really paid for it and made it all happen. It's all out there. You can access it. I had a geneticist come on an expedition with me and have like a big paper of all the DNA. So it's out there. Hello, Todd. When are you going to? We just did that one. Sorry. How long is a Bigfoot pregnant? I answered that one. The park must be teeming with the Sasquatch. I don't know what you mean, Zoe. The park. We've learned so much from your work. Thank you from Arkansas. We know the truth. Thank you, Jimmy Tucker. I appreciate your support. James! Oh my God, am I only just there? James, you're just tuning in. Are you late? Or have I? I'm just going to do a big couple big scrolls and then answer some questions down here. Why do they want to prevent them from having babies? Well, I don't know if that happens. That's strange, but can you explain to me how they carry for 9 months while being interdimensional? See, I don't know about interdimensional. I just do corporeal. They're just real three-dimensional beings, just like we are. Alabama is the best place to see Bigfoot. I disagree with you. I think Radiant British Columbia is. And then I think Nordegg is my second spot. And then my third favorite spot, I'm taking a YouTuber or two next week. For those of you who missed that, I wasn't supposed to be here today. I have a very famous YouTuber who's doing an expedition with me. I was supposed to be gone right now, but he postponed 1 week. He's got a camera guy issue. So it's a famous YouTuber, his camera guy, led by Todd Standing. So we're going to go have some fun. In my research area, Radium was not open. So I'm taking him to the place where I took Shalane. She's a black lady that I took on an expedition. And it's on my YouTube channel. It's done very well. And I'm taking him to that particular research area. And I'm hoping we have the same results. So same time of year that I took her out, actually. So this guy says I live in Washington in a very dense related wooded area. And I've been feeding Bigfoots for many years. And my backyard adults and kids knocking sounds, they come back when I knock them. Please, you know what I'm going to say. Please send your experiences and talk to us at bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Please, please twice. Go to my website, discoveringbigfoot.org. Send us a message. We would love to hear about it. So Jeep has a smiley thing. Royal Creations. Matt, yes. Randy Kutrara has been through quite an ordeal in his childhood with Sasquatch. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Thank you. The Web Puzzler. I think I remember you from before. There's a canyon that is out of control in Washington, and they know it. Knox structures missing people. Please send us the freaking email. I'm being nice. I would thoroughly appreciate you sending us an email. So this is it, guys. I'll do one more big scroll. And Michael Memford, what smell do I expect while tracking them? Don't expect any smells. If you get a smell, that's not good. Sasquatch and gorillas and orangutans and chimpanzees, when they exhibit a smell, it's because they're pissed off. Literally, I've seen gorillas, their pores will literally open and urine will drip out when they're angry. You don't want to smell them. Or you're getting a Sasquatch, so there's the acute smell that I've smelled, rarely, but I've smelled it around 5 times, where it's that sweet smell where they're angry at you right now in that moment. And they're letting you know that because they're giving you the wind gauge. They live and die by the wind gauge. Then I've also smelled only on maybe 2 or 3 occasions the old, where they've been smelling for days and days and days. That's probably a Sasquatch, I don't know, fighting or some male kicking some ass for whatever reason. The rut, animals do that. Elk and deer do that in a rut. They'll urinate all over themselves for that smell, right? So, but either way, the urine smell on any being represents confrontation, represents getting in your face. You don't want that. But if you do get it, it's extremely similar to a gorilla. I don't know why people don't say that. They say wet dog and all these weird things. I disagree. Every time I've smelled it, it's so similar to a gorilla. So maybe less of a gorilla-y smell. So more like a mix between gorilla and human beings kind of smell. But it's definitely primate smelling. It doesn't smell like a bear. Mountain lion, my God, cats, they don't smell like that. Wolves, no. So yeah, it's you'll know it, and it's definitely not a good sign, and you don't want to go for that, and you don't want to look for that. So, Ash is here. Hello, Ashley. The Web Puzzler. There are lots of great books. I love the knowledge and knowing plants and herbs, etc. Hello, Ashley. Thank you for joining in today. And that's where I'm gonna end it today. So Ashley has a live show tomorrow. I'd highly recommend it. It's on Thursday at the same time. So that's 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain. I'm in the mountains, so is Ashley. So she has a wonderful live show that she does tomorrow. And I will try so hard to be back next week. And if I'm not back next week, I'm in the bush, kicking some ass, fighting for this discovery, taking it to the next level, 100%. Very, very excited to be doing that expedition. It's what I've wanted for a long time. I want this to go next level. I don't trust the media, like most of us don't whatsoever. So with YouTubers and podcasters that are really running things now, I'm really interested in working with them on a regular basis, building good relationships with them, showing them Sasquatch, and taking this discovery to the next level, back into pop culture, and getting more people involved in it, growing it and expanding it, just exploding it, taking it to the next level. That's what I do. I am very passionate about the discovery of Sasquatch. So thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate all you. And there'll be Thursday videos. There'll be a video tomorrow. That'll be really good. There'll be Sasquatch Sunday, I certainly expect. Until then, bye for now.